Night, he hit a floater off the glass to beat the Raptors and give the Cavs a 3-0 series lead. LeBron finished with 38 points on the night. We're joined by FS1 NBA analyst Chris Broussard. Welcome, Chris. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Chris, how impressive was the shot?
Great shot. I mean, tremendous shot. And Skip, we've talked before about how most of LeBron's buzzer beaters had been when you can't think about it, you just kind of react. You catch and shoot, you catch and react. He's a guy that is a thinker, and sometimes you can overthink if you're that type of person. This one, though, he had time to think, obviously. I mean, he took it full court. And what I loved is he shot it with so much confidence, like you knew it was going in. It obviously was a beautiful shot going off 1 foot. I think he meant to go glass softly, the follow, like,
bet it.
Incredible
Tim Duncan
shot. And I think one thing that has taken LeBron this year, at least offensively, to maybe the highest level he's been, is it looks like his mental toughness, he's always been, a smart player, but his mental toughness, I believe, is now caught up with his physical toughness. And he's thinking the game well. In the clutch, he's ready, he's there, makes the right play, makes the shots. One thing I'll say about it, though, and Rob Parker, we did our radio show yesterday, The Odd Couple, he brought up a point that was a good one and it's true. This was a great shot. I believe it was clutch. I'm not sure Rob does. Not sure Skip does. I saw your tweet, though. But it was not the ultimate challenge because it was tied. Not saying it wasn't a great shot, but if you miss, you go to overtime. So that is a different situation. He has made shots like that. His first 2 buzzer beaters in the playoffs came in that situation where they were down. So that is a little bit more.
Especially Orlando
And Indiana when he was in Miami. So he's done it before. This was a great shot, but that's the ultimate. When if you lose, you go home.
You see, LeBron can never win because we keep changing the rules of the game. Because every time he scores, we change the rule and say, okay, now we take. Whoa. Now, I've never ever heard when Michael Jordan hit a buzzer beater, anybody say the game was tied.
Because they weren't tied.
So he never hit a buzzer beater.
I'm saying his two. First of all, I'm not taking anything from LeBron.
You just did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you minimized it.
No, I didn't. It's not the ultimate shot, Shannon. You know that.
The ultimate shot
is when you are down.
You see what you did?
Now, and you brought up Michael Jordan. His 2 iconic shots, they were down. And if you lose, not Utah, I could minimize Utah a little because Cleveland, you lose, you go home. Utah, they lose, there's a game 7. So, I mean, it's just saying there's levels. That's all I'm saying. I think anybody would admit that.
But that's the narrative. If you see, first of all, who's going to close for LeBron now that Kyrie's gone? Okay, he closes the game, and so now we got a hedge. You see, this was not life or death because if he misses the shot, they go to overtime. Okay, what happens when he hit the shot that tied it on the other night, the game 1?
Agreed. Toronto?
But you didn't mention that. You gave him no credit for that. He missed that shot. What happened?
Who didn't?
LeBron.
Not me. I gave him credit.
So
tied 105. You could argue that was a bigger shot. You could argue that because you're right. You miss that shot, you lose that game.
I just want to know, when did we start with the narrative? We've seen guys so many times hit a shot when the game is tied. They win the game. We give them credit for hitting the shot. Now with LeBron, we got to parse everything. The game, it was still this much second on the clock. It was the first round. It was the second round. Well, if he missed the shot, the worst thing that could happen to go to overtime. We never do that. When Tom Brady sits the guy out for a game-winning field goal and the game tied, doesn't nobody say, well, Tom had an easy job because no. We just give the guy credit. At some point in time, we got to say, you know what? LeBron James is great. He's clutch, and leave it at that. But that's not what we do with LeBron. He's the only superstar that we do that with, is that we parse everything that he does to try to minimize his greatness. You can't. You said he wasn't clutch. He's clutch. You said, okay, instead of what he did in Minnesota, that's the regular season. He do it in game 1. Oh, that's game 1. Michael Jordan shot over Craig Elo happened in what round, Chris Broussard?
First
game 1. Okay. He does, not only does, Skip said when he hit that game win over Indy, he hadn't had one in 3 years. Now he's had one in 2 weeks. And now we're talking about at the point of the game was tied. At some point, you're going to say, this is the rules. If the guy hits a game-winning shot, they win the game, you says he's clutch. We got to stop trying to divide it up. Where they weren't down 1. They weren't down 2. The worst that could have happened. At some point, he gets to play by the same rules all the other all-time greats have played by. And we have yet to judge him by that standard.
Shannon Sharpe, we are sorry that the facts are getting in the way of your goat mask, but they're getting in the way.
No.
We're talking about degrees of difficulty.
That's all we're saying.
Back to the top of this debate. Again, the only good thing I can say about the shot that he made Saturday night was it went in. I give you that. I can't take anything away from you, but I got ahead of this. If you look at my Twitter timeline, I wanted to see him for once in his life just attack the rim. They had taken Ibaka out of the game. I don't know why. He can block shots because he had blocked 4 already in that game on Saturday night. There's no Ibaka. There's no DeMar DeRozan, who had just sort of gone in the tank, and Dwayne Casey had said, you're not playing anymore in this basketball game. So there are 2 really good defenders who are not on the floor. And all of a sudden, Dwayne Casey says in the huddle, let's take the ball out of LeBron's hands. But touche, Ty Lue finally made a head coaching decision. And it was absolutely brilliant. It's like simplistically brilliant because I wouldn't have thought of it. Let's just take the ball full court.
I said, Skip,
full court?
Why are you taking the ball up full court?
Okay. Advantage beast of the East, because if you let LeBron get up ahead of full steam, running the court like Gronkowski, except he's faster than Gronkowski, and he is being guarded by a rookie. OG Anunoby is
good defender, though.
He's no OG yet.
Yo,
Maybe someday he might be an OG, but he ain't one yet. He's the 23rd overall pick in the draft, which is late first round, and he's learning by the dribble. He's getting better. But he's never been in this situation against this guy. And Siakam was supposed to come and double, but he's like a second-year player, and he's still learning basketball, and he's like, wait, am I supposed to do it full court? So he just lets LeBron escape.
Correct.
Here he comes.
Yes.
So he's got exactly what I tweeted right before his very eyes. The super highway to the basket has opened. There's no Ibaka standing under the basket. And LeBron has a step on Anunoby with the right hand. And again, he's not known for going right in these situations. But I'm thinking he is just going to power down the lane, and I believe he could have walk-off dunked it. I just believe it. Somebody might have come to challenge him, but I'm not sure about that.
Well, Kyle Lowry had come over. But here's the thing. Let's just say for the sake of argument, he goes all the way to the basket. Kyle Lowry picks the charge up. What's everybody going to say, Chris? Why not pull up and shoot the jump shot? The thing, what made the shot so hard, he's going full. And this is the way you want him to go. You want him to go left-handed. And
he likes going left.
He does.
Allow me to finish.
Go ahead.
I'm going to quote the great LeBron James after the game. The level of difficulty on that shot was extremely difficult. Don't try this at home.
Right.
That sums up my case against this shot. He picked the single hardest shot you could have picked on the floor at that point. He's running left. He's shying from the basket. He's got Anunoby still on him, and he's going full speed to the baseline and goes up off 1 foot and shoots a one-handed leaner.
Yes.
Going full speed the wrong way. And I'm still not sure he tried. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'll tell you why. But the backboard has almost disappeared at that point because you're going full speed to the baseline. There's not much backboard left.
But here's the
There's
thing.
not much. And you got to barely tick kiss it. You know, just barely tick a little bit of the backboard to drop it in. And the odds are, you know and I know, if you're running that fast full speed, that your shot is going to lean left a little bit. So it might have been a little offline and it ticked the glass and went in, but I don't know. I'll give you the benefit.
I'll say a few things about that. One, and I've talked to LeBron James about this over the years. He'll fool around in practice and stuff. He is great at making these incredible
horse shots.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best way to put it. Horse shots. And that's what that was.
A horse shot.
That's what that was.
Why would you force yourself to take a horse shot?
But
with the game on the line?
also think this.
Why wouldn't you just pull up and shoot a jumper?
Well, his jumper is going. In this series, his jumper is going. And I think he's got great confidence in his jump shot at this point. And to your point, if he goes to the rim, now I think there's a difference in making the pass out of confidence, and I think that's the best play,
Right.
versus I don't want the shot,
Right.
let me give it up.
Right.
I think if LeBron goes to the hole and a couple of defenders collapse, he probably kicks it. Not out of fear,
He go kick
but
it
out
across
of
court.
he's
Kyle
gonna kick
Lowry
it.
left his guy.
Exactly.
But Skip, I would
Can we get to the elephant in the room? LeBron does not trust himself at the free throw line in late game playoff.
come on.
Well, I could show
He
you the
would've gave
stats.
the ball
He's got
up.
the single worst late game free throw shooting stat in playoff history.
Well, you don't need to go to the free throw line. You make the shot.
Okay? So
Exactly. He may have given up the ball. Why hold the ball anyway? They could have fouled him on the
What had
jump.
happened in this game? He made 9 of his first 9. Then with 2:38 left, whoops, he missed one. Then with 31 seconds left, he missed another one. And the demons are starting in the back of his mind. And again, when Kyle Lowry made a layup to cut it to 2 with 19 seconds left, who ran to take the ball out of bounds? LeBron James. Why did he do that? High IQ. I don't want to catch it and get fouled.
Well, hold on. If there are better free throw shooters on the Cavs than LeBron.
Right.
If you're in that situation
Jeff
where
Green
you
is
know
not
they're
in.
going to foul, you want your best shooter. Now, I agree. Jeff Green's not. But that's not the first time LeBron's taken the ball out of bounds.
Right.
And it's just smart basketball that you get it to a better
So
free throw
time out.
shooter.
So the GOAT, you've proclaimed him
Yes.
the greatest player of all time.
Yeah, you moved him up from 3-1 now.
He does not want the ball in late game foul situations. Is that what you're telling me? Oh, so you got to put your mask on because you don't want to speak.
Here's
Because,
the thing. Because you know what I heard Saturday night? Kyle Korver said LeBron James practices these shots every day. And Kyle says, I asked him,
What
why,
about the free throws?
Hold
Does he
on,
practice
hold on,
free
hold on,
throws?
hold on, let me finish. Kyle Korver says he practices these shots every day. And Kyle says, I asked him, why are you practicing these shots like this? You're never going to use it. Oh, lo and behold, the shots that we see him practice come to fruition.
So you know what would have been clutch to me, and I tweeted this.
So you saying that wasn't clutch?
Okay, this would have been clutch to me. Take it to the basket, get hammered by 3 Raptors at the rim. Wait a second. And then go to the free throw line and stand by yourself and just make one of two with no huge pressure because you have overtime as a fail-safe. If you miss both of them, you get to go to overtime.
Yeah, let's be fair, though. And I disagreed with Shannon. You know, I wasn't trying to minimize LeBron's shots. I was stating the fact. But to say that shot wasn't clutch.
Okay.
And to
but again,
say
why
it would have
you
been
take
better
the highest degree of difficulty
why
shot
go
on the
to
court?
the free throw line when you
Why-
are a 75%
If you're the
foul
greatest
shooter?
player ever, you can create a much better shot.
That's a
than that.
great shot. It looked good. It was one-on-one.
It's a terrible shot.
No, that was
terrible.
a great shot.
And when Michael Jordan hit the shot of shots, the walk-off, why didn't he drive to the basket, Skip?
Exactly.
Why would LeBron James himself say the level of difficulty on that shot was extremely difficult?
Because he's giving himself props.
Okay.
That's
So-
the bottom
so-
line. He's giving
So
himself props.
I think he wanted to create the most difficult shot possible in case
So if
he
he
missed,
missed,
he
he
could
did-
say, boy, that was hard.
That's not fair.
No, it is fair.
Because
'Cause
you
it's
know
the
what?
truth.
Because look, we can look at Michael Jordan's, the biggest, most iconic shot of his
took
career.
legitimate,
We can look at that
conservative-
and say, you know what? Hold on. He shoved Brian Russell out of the way. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
This is a free throw line jump shot. Okay, is that
When
not
he shoved Russell?
I know he did.
I mean,
but
so-
again,
why did he go
did he,
to the- why did he
did
go
he
to
not
the
hold the
basket to get
post?
fouled?
Was that a
LeBron
hard shot?
held there it is right there.
Look
He's
at that.
holding the
Yeah.
ball.
Ah!
I mean, we just got to be fair, man.
So which was higher degree of difficulty, LeBron's or Michael Jordan's?
LeBron's.
It was a free throw.
LeBron.
Michael created a free throw. Same situation on the
But
run.
he shoved somebody to get it.
And
Nowadays, the NBA would have came out with
Yeah, but you know
further
what?
review
What's
upon
the
further
Those
review.
were the days when
That
they
should have
played
been called
men's
foul.
basketball. It was a men's game.
Chris,
Well, I'm
what's the
serious. It
likelihood
was.
You can run 15 miles an hour, shoot the ball, falling out of bounds, and kiss it off the backboard. How many guys you think
That's
can
a
do that?
higher
shot?
difficulty.
Oh,
Come
way
on,
to
that
go.
shot
Way
was
to go.
tremendous.
Yeah, but it was. What was the point of it? Why would you need to
The
make it so
point
hard?
was, I'm the only man on earth
yeah.
that can make this shot.
The point
That's
was,
the point.
if it misses,
Give
boy,
me
it was
props.
really
Yeah,
hard.
That's the point.
Yeah.
In the words of Etta James, at last.
We'll leave it
Edit.
at the Cavs being
Man
prepared of
has
the
come
Celtics.
along.
Now she's
We'll
the GOAT.
discuss that next. I was told I was never pretty or beautiful when I was young.